Hi there, and welcome to the Call to Cinema. I am Aaron. If you're joining me here tonight, I want to thank you so much. I was actually going to go in and put on a cool T-shirt or something along that lines, and I said, you know what? It's a sweater evening, so I'm going to be in sweater form tonight. For those that have not joined me before, thank you for coming in. For those that have come in before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. Either way, I appreciate that you're there. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube jazzy stuff. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. Um, I am pretty good. I mean, it's been a good weekend. If you saw my video that I did on Patreon, me and my cousin Rod showed off the haul that we got yesterday, and it had a little story behind it. So I was very proud of that. Hey there, Dave. Welcome, man. And we managed to pick up some pretty cool stuff too. Especially my cousin. My cousin picked up some really kind of cool, like older, kind of classic stuff. Some really kind of classic cinema that I was very jealous of, actually. But no, he did a great job, and it's always cool to go hunting with somebody else because it makes it a lot more fun. Excellent. So what we're going to do tonight, I'm going through my show select because I updated my show select yesterday. If you watched that video, uh, we're also going to go through Vestron video, MVD Rewind. We are going to talk about Criterion's new April announcements. One of which was pretty mind blowing and super surprising for me that I actually got on there. But that being said, I was super stoked to see that come in. We're going to maybe at the end of this, if we got any more time, may look at some other company stuff as well, and we may actually make a little conversation at the end of it for the whole Microsoft Activision thing. But for right now, we're going to go right into the collecting portion of it, and after that, we'll go around halfway into the collecting portion. We'll go look at some Criterion stuff, then we'll go back to the collecting portion of it. Hey there, Kevin. Welcome, man. Welcome to the cult. I don't have my hoodie tonight because hoodie over shirt over sweater. Yeah, not the best thing. I was actually trimming my mustache and then my beard a bit before I came on here, and I was hoping I didn't get any hairs on here. So there you go. Anywho, so we can start right into it. Now there has been. I'm trying to think. Has there been any big announcements you guys want to talk about that of stuff that's coming out? And there's one thing that I do have to say here. So the Valentine's Day is coming up. So what that means to some people here is basically that, as far as I know, that Vinegar Syndrome will be having their big Valentine's Day sale again. So as always, just like I did last year, on my Crimson Cult Patreon channel, we were doing an exclusive dive into the Vinegar Syndrome. Hey, they're flicking waves. Titles that they have on sale for Valentine's Day. Obviously, there's a reason that I can't do that one on my regular YouTube channel. This NSFY, of course. I will be doing a video. Actually, is it next week? It's coming up. Actually, not too far away. I think it's the 3rd with the Disconnected. So we're going to be diving in together. He's also going to be on my channel when we do the Valentine's Day sale. So for Patreon people there, if you want to check out, if you want to see the Valentine's Day sale with me and Disconnected, talking about our picks and going over the things that'll be on sale, we'll be doing that. And I'll be on his channel on the 3rd because we're going to be talking about the new announcements from Vincent and the other companies like that. So you'll hear a lot of that. And I'm going to try to reach out and do like collabs with some other people as well as I'm starting to get more time in this season. So the season as it gets less busier, there's a lot of people that I would like to collab with, some people that I've reached out to before. I'll be probably reaching out to you again. It's just, for me, it's a matter of like finding the right video to do it with. And for anybody anybody of you that do podcasts or anything like that, ever want to have me on, I would feel honored. Anywho, let's get into this. We got our house clean done right now. That's all out of the way. I got my tea right there. I got my mute button, so we're not going to have to hear me slurp when I drink my tea. And we're going to look into, I guess we'll start with show select first, because I'm going to go backwards when it comes to the numbering. And there's a reason for that, actually. The reason that I decided to do, not that I know for right yet, Dave, but there usually is like sales that come up around. Like I got asked by Disconnected, basically, why I haven't been doing as many things either. Hey, Cinematech, recently. So it's been a very busy time, and we're winding down, hopefully, in the busiest part of our season. So I'm back to having like weekends off now. So it gives me more time to look into stuff. So basically, so last night I got to shoot an over hour and a half, about an hour and a half long video for my Patreon channel with my cousin Raj, where we were going over our halls, our cinema halls for the weekend. And I actually got to sit down today and shoot a ranking video for the intros of the first 4 Scream films. And I really enjoyed doing that. I kind of switched it around a bit. You got to see my TV in the background. Um, and I hopefully, if you saw that, hopefully some of you guys enjoyed that. But any sales that come up, I'm going to try to cover them as best I can. There's some stuff coming up. I know there's a few things coming up sale-wise that I'm going to look into. I'll be looking at news throughout. Like last year, I did like Severin and Vinegar Syndrome, and I would do occasional news on other companies. I'm going to try and be more broad-minded and go with a lot of other companies this year. I'm even going to dive into some topics that you guys may not be used to seeing me do. And as you've seen, I did Call It the Comics, so you're going to see more of that as well. So let's start off with the Shout Select collection. It's a small collection, so that's what made these easier to do. And if you got any of these, or you don't have any of these, or there's certain ones here that you're looking at and you're thinking, maybe I should get it, but I'm not quite sure because I got a different edition. Is it worth the upgrade? Then that's what this video is kind of for. And then, of course, we got the Criterion stuff, which you will see on here. And we start off with Steve Martin, one of his classic films right here, The Jerk. I love this film. Now, The Jerk 2, not so much. The Jerk 2, by the way, is a TV film. Yeah, not a huge fan. But this one here is great. We got Bernadette Peters, Caitlin Adams, Mabel King, Jackie Mason's in this one here as well. There's a lot of people in this movie, actually. This is a really good. This is, I think, where Carl Reiner, of course, hey, there's Cinematech. And I think this is where, like, a lot of us, like, at that age probably fell in love with Bernadette Peters. She was obviously for me, she was a big deal because she was a stage presence as well. She did a lot of stage work. And for those that if there's anybody that's not aware, acting, that was going to be my profession. That's what I was going to go into. So I did a lot of studying stage, and a lot more than I did of like films at the time, actually. But I was totally in love with Bernadette Peters. I thought she was like the most gorgeous thing. Here's the thing. I have redheads when I was a teenager. Redheads were like that was my curse. That's a red thing. All right. And this is actually a good upgrade, too, because we get a good conversation here with Steve Martin and Carl Reiner. It's really nice, actually. Conversation with co-writers Carl Gottlieb and Michael Ellis. Learn to Play You Belong to Me, and the lost film strips of Father Carlos Las Vegas de Cordova. Of course, you'll, trust me, recognize me if you've ever watched Saturday Night Live before. Actually, hey there, Toku guy. Welcome back, man. Have I ever thought, a couple years ago, I did one with a good friend of mine. Well, he's probably peeved with me because we're supposed to do a Westerns video as well, spaghetti Westerns video. We never got it done because of my fault, totally my fault. Yeah, I want to do a updated James Bond ranking. I got to see the last film first. I haven't got through all the last film yet, so I want to see that because we had it rented and I was working. So I never got a chance to watch it. And so once I get to watch it, we'll go through that. So, Fraction, one of your favorite companies? Well, considering you're a Toku guy, and there's a lot of like Henson that comes through the whole Chef Factory stuff. Here's a really good one. Here's one that was way better, especially feature wise than I thought. No Time to Die. Did you like it, Sean? And that is Dragnet. So Dragnet is a really, really cool release. What's really cool about this one is back in the day, before there was the internet, before we had anything like that, what they would do is they would shoot specials when a movie would come out. So Dragnet's based on, kind of loosely based on an old TV show, a much more serious TV show than this movie. This is a comedy version of that. But this here film, so what they do is there's this TV special that was shot, and it goes over the history of the TV series Dragnet, over the film that started Dragnet, over the guy behind Dragnet, Jack Webb, and all the other stuff. And it just as a little clip, a little snippet of this actual film show at the end of it. But man, is it a fascinating deep dive into the series Dragnet, and I really, really enjoyed it. So if you ever got this, or if you're a fan of the old Jack Webb series of Dragnet, say you got a couple seasons of it somewhere, you got the series or whatever. I'm not sure if it's available, but and you ever want to see like a good like documentary on the TV series Dragnet, it's on this disc. So definitely check that out. It's also a new commentary here with pop culture historian Russell Dyball, A Quiet Evening in the Company of Connie Swale, interview with co-star Alexander Paul. So really good one right here. Dragnet, really love that one. We're starting off with comedies, which is really different for me, isn't it? Thank God it's Friday. Oh, Dave, I wish it was Friday though. And here is Valley Girl. So Valley Girl is an excellent film with Nicolas Cage and of course the wonderfully fantastic Deborah Foreman. You could not be a guy in the 80s and not totally fall in love with Deborah Foreman. Casino Royale. Yeah, I don't think that one can be beat actually. But I'm not sure. I liked Spy. What's it called? Spyfall. Yeah, I like that one. But this is great. This is one of Nicolas Cage's best acting roles. Actually, was some of his early acting roles, and people always think like of the bigger kind of go big Nicolas Cage, but he really is. This is like heartthrob Nicolas Cage. But it's more than that. Like he really he dives in, and he does a great job of this. And Deborah Foreman, like every movie she's in, I swear to God, she just steals everything, every show that she's in. There's some great stuff on here. So there's new interviews here, history of the San Fernando Valley with Tommy Galanis. See, for those of us that grew up in the time period, if my good friend was here from Just the Disc, he would tell you about this. Like him and his wife, like this is a favorite of theirs too. I don't have the Street Fighter collection yet, though I do want to get. I want to get Street Fighter collection, and I'm going to get the Billy Jack collection as well. It was her eyes for me, and the fact that she was just amazing. So here's another one. Here's a different one for you guys. And this is a noir set, and it is Farewell, My Lovely, and The Big Sleep. So they had Robert Mitchum in here, and basically Robert Mitchum is playing Philip Marlowe, but he's playing an older Philip Marlowe. And the nice thing about this is he is really playing an older Philip Marlowe. He's not Robert Mitchum trying to pretend that he's younger than he is playing Philip Marlowe. No, they deal with the fact that Philip Marlowe, his steps a little bit slower, but he's still tough. And, how do things go around there? There are some great actors in these, by the way. Oh, my chauffeur is fantastic, too. Also, by the way, she's in April Fool's Day flickering. So check that out if you haven't already checked it out. So when I say big actors, I really mean it. We got like Charlotte Rampling, John Arlen, Sylvia Miles, Anthony Zerbe, Harry Dean Stanton, Sarah Mills, Richard Boone, Kenny Clark, Joan Collins, Edward Fox, James Stewart. So yeah, these things are loaded with like fantastic actors. Feature-wise on here too, we got an interview with actress Sarah Miles from The Big Sleep. Big Sleep on location as well. We got an interview with Maxim Jabowski at Murder One, and some vintage featurettes and theatrical trailers for both films. So that's actually kind of cool. Here's one I picked up yesterday. So if you're on my Patreon and you watch the video that I did with my cousin, thank you, because I really appreciate that, because we worked on that a lot. And I picked up Home for the Holidays. So it is Jodie Foster and Robert Downey Jr. and Anne Bancroft. I was actually going to pass on this. I said, okay, I like this movie, but do I? Good. E.G. Daily, you're thinking of, Sean. So yeah, she is. So Elizabeth, I think called Elizabeth Daily back then. Elizabeth Daily or E.G. Daily. She's a famous voice actress. Back in the 80s, she was an actress as well. And Sean's 100% right. She does the voice of Tommy Pickles in Rugrats, and she is one of the girls there in Valley Girls. So I got this one. Not a lot of features on this one. I got a commentary by Jodie Foster, who directed this as well. Theatrical trailer and gallery. But I got this for $1. So not bad for a Shout Select, actually. There's the record store that I frequent is having a clearance on its movies, DVDs, and Blu-rays for $1 each. So I want to go back and grab some more. If you saw my video yesterday, didn't you know? I keep referencing it, but I have to, obviously, because I got to show a lot of stuff that I got from that place. Got some neat stuff too. So I'm going to go back. Hopefully I'll get back there before they clearance everything out. All right, the next two are OOP because I heard these were going into print, and at the time there's four. They had all four of them, but I couldn't afford to get all four of them at that point, so I just grabbed the ones that I could, and I got Return of the Dragon, Bruce Lee. Yeah, kind of, kind of like their take on, like, I guess want maybe more films that deserve the treatment, like I guess yeah, I would put this in there like kind of more of a maybe a main. I would say mainstream Criterion, but Criterion's gone pretty mainstream. So Shout Select is I would say it's kind of their Criterion. And here's a perfect example of it. Toku, Bruce Lee Returned the Dragon. So I'm not sure what the features are on the new one, like set that came out. I don't have the Criterion one. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. But this one has, of course, audio commentary with Asian film expert Mike Leader, alternate title sequences, interviews with Sammo Hung, Simon Yam, and Wang Jing. I probably pronounced that wrong. Kung Fu, John Ben Remembers Return to the Dragon, tactical trailers, TV spots, stills gallery. It has like an alternate artwork for this one too. So I'll show you. And we got to follow this up with another Bruce Lee one, and that is Fists of Fury. Always one of my favorites. And this is the one that he did with, oh God. Yeah, otherwise known as the Big Boss. So basically, I have the Umbrella Entertainment edition of this coming actually in the mail under the Big Boss title. So I'm actually very excited about that because it's got this postcard in there with it. So this is an audio commentary with Brendan Bentley, audio commentary with Mike Leader, a rare English dub track that was not used for its US release, alternate title sequences, tactical trailers. So when this movie was being made, there were two actors. So there was Bruce Lee and there was, what's his name again? I think James Tan. It's James Tan. So there's Bruce Lee and James Tan. So they sent the reels off around like for the first half of the film, and they wanted to say, okay, who do we kill off? Do we kill off Bruce Lee or do we kill off James Tan? Because one of them has to die in the film for the movie to go forward. But they hadn't chosen who the star of the film was going to be. So basically, yeah, this is a test for these guys. Okay, who's the breakout star? Who's going to be the guy that they put their kind of put their company behind? And it turned out to be Bruce Lee, which was a very good decision. Decision the Shaw brothers didn't make. Way the Dragon in the UK. That is correct. And of course, the very first show select I ever picked up was this one right here, Nighthawks. Now, Nighthawks is a favorite film of mine. With it's it's a Stallone movie, but it's not really like Stallone's in it. Billy Williams is in it. Lindsay Wagner's in this one, but this is Rutger Hauer's film. Rutger Hauer is definitely the star of this film. He is what you're watching this movie for. He is charismatic and interesting, and like even the host Stallone came in and rewrote certain sequences to kind of give him more focus to his actor, to himself, like his character. Stallone, like it didn't work because everybody still loved Rutger Hauer. The interviews on here are incredible. The best interview is with Stallone's ex-agent. Actually, it's really freaking good. So definitely check that out. And last but definitely not least is a favorite of mine. And we got Midnight Run. I always loved this film. Such a cool film. I actually even like the TV series they did. Like, it did like a few like movies, like kind of TV movies for Midnight Run back then. They did like Midnight Run and The Bandit, and I think there's like the kind of a kung fu one as well. Here's the Center Arcadia. Welcome, man. Nighthawks is so great. People have stolen the endings from Nighthawks. So this one here, again, we got some great features on here as well. Interview with Rob De Niro. This is a new scan of the film, by the way. An interview with Charles Grodin. Interview with Joe Pantoliano. With John Ashton. And with Yaphet Kotto. with George Gallo, the writer of the film, finished making a featurette. And again, it has the alternate artwork here too. It's a good one, actually. It's a really good release. I definitely recommend it. That's the earliest Shout Select release I got. That's number 3. Hero is only as good as the villain. That is a true saying, actually. Now, before I go any farther, I'm going to go into the Vestron and the MVD next, but I want to dive and look at a couple of the Criterion releases as well. I'll check out for in a second. Actually, I'm going to take a drink of tea. There we go. Now let's find out if those releases. I don't think they are, but I'll check. Good news is Umbrella is putting out a lot of Bruce Lee releases right now, actually. But these are Region A releases. So both of these are Region A. Hey, Andy, welcome. Second time, man. So before I go any farther with the Vestron and the MVD Rewinds, what we're going to do is we're going to take a second to look into the. We're going to look right into the Criterion stuff. Vestron, yeah, I don't have a lot of Vestron here, so I'm not going to have the full things, but we'll take a second look at a couple of the Criterion releases, and then we're going to go right back into looking at the other stuff here. Hey there, JS, welcome, man. So right here, right at the gate, For All Mankind has got an updated one. Now I got this. I'm not sure I got this on DVD, or is this the first Blu-ray For All Mankind? I know I have this. Okay, it's a 4K UHD, so we're getting a 4K of For All Mankind. We got the other commentary that was on there before, documentary. I think that was on there. I'm not sure. Selected interviews with 50 of the Apollo astronauts. Program of Bean's work, accompanied by gallery, NASA, audio highlights and liftoff footage. It's got all the Vestrons. I love the Crypt Keeper picture, by the way. And they did put a documentary on Bruce Lee, but it was heavily like UFC. For All Mankind's definitely a good one, Andy. I definitely would recommend it. We also got here Around Midnight. So if you like jazz, it's his love letter to the heyday of bebop and the Black American musicians who found refuge in the smoky underground jazz clubs of the 1950s Paris. So obviously this one looks really interesting. Again, it's got a 4K digital restoration. This is a Blu-ray though, not a UHD. We got a 5.1 stereo surround sound. New interviews with jazz and culture critic Gary Giddens. We got new conversation with the music producer Marco Coscona and author Maxine Gordon, widower of musician Dexter Gordon. That's actually pretty cool. Before Midnight, a 1986 behind-the-scenes documentary panel discussion. That should be really good. So if you're a jazz fan, definitely. Yeah, Dexter Gordon got a Best Actor nomination, and definitely recommend it. So with that being said, before we get into the next one, we're going to go back and we're going to look at Vestron. So I have a few Vestrons in my releases here, but not even close to all of them. So we'll look at the Vestrons that I got, and again we'll go to them from, because the way that I'm ordering this from highest number to lowest number. So one year for my birthday, at around the time of my birthday, Vestron Video had a sale on Amazon. It was the only time I ever saw them have a sale on Amazon. It was just for my birthday, so I got a bunch of Vestrons at that time period. So that's how I got the Vestron that I got right now. And actually, I was sent one. The first one here was sent to me by a viewer. Actually, 2 of these were sent to me by a viewer. But first off is Shivers. I really love this film. I have the Arrow video edition of this film. And when I heard Shivers was coming out as a Vestron video collector's series edition as well, I knew I was going to grab that. Never heard of Vestron. Vestron was like a VHS company back in the day, Toku, and they kind of brought their name back to do this series of films. They got a lot of good stuff here. Well, I'm sure Paramount will do a good release of it, though. Yeah, the prices on the newer ones have gone down, but still the older ones are kind of pricey. I have the steelbook of this too, but I had to upgrade to this. I had to get this one as well because there's extra features on here too. So we got on here the audio commentary with David Cronenberg, which is not on my Arrow release. So I wanted the Cronenberg commentary. So a friend of mine knew that and sent it to me. And a bunch of there's features, interviews, commentaries. So there's a bunch of stuff on here. There's no alternate artwork for this one, but it's definitely a cool film, and one I'm glad to have in my collection. Next up is Maximum Overdrive, the fame, infamous, like Stephen King was coked out. His mom did this film, but you know what? It turned out pretty good. It got an AC/DC soundtrack. Can't go wrong with that. Love me some AC/DC. I grew up like listening to AC/DC. Even had an AC/DC tour jacket. So I had an AC/DC tour jacket and a Def Leppard tour jacket as well. But this is a really good release. This is loaded with features. Look at this. Look, that silver box there. That's the features, guys. What's the upcoming Vestron release? Just in case I haven't or I forgot it. So we got a lot on here. We got audio commentary on here. We got 2 audio commentaries on here, a bunch of interviews. We got Laura Harrington on here. We got John Short, Yeardley Smith. And, when you see Yeardley Smith, it's kind of different now for people who've grown up watching The Simpsons because Yeardley Smith is the voice of Bart Simpson. So she's in this. The voice of Bart Simpson, she's in this film. And it's neat to hear that. But there's a ton of features, ton of stuff on here. The Resurrection of the Happy Goblin Resurrectus, the Resurrection of the Happy Toys Goblin, co-author of AC/DC Maximum Rock and Roll, interview Murray Englehart. So a lot of good stuff on here. How long did this one actually? A guy that I knew, who unfortunately does not come on the channel. No, hasn't been on the channel in but a year and a half or 2. Dream Little Dream. See, I would get that for Rock On. It's not a good movie. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sean. The Dream Little Dream is not a good movie, but I liked it. But I liked it mostly for one, the girl's really cute, and also, hey there, and also of course because of the song Rock On. Again, I'm a big like soap opera fan from back in the day, and there was a remake of Rock On being done by Soap Star. Okay, next one is one of my favorites. Next 2 are actually a couple of my favorites. So first off, we got the Warlock Collection. And this has all 4 films on here. So we got the 2 films here with Julian Sands, and the second 2 have Bruce Payne, I think, are in the second 2 of these films, right? Or is it Julian Sands in the third one too? I know Bruce Payne is in one of these films. He's in the 4th film, right? Okay, yeah. So we got Bruce Payne in the 4th film, but we also get like Ashley Lawrence in the 4th film as well. Found the dancing in James worth the purchase. Well, the dude could dance. Give him credit, man. The dude could actually do the dances, right? This is really good. The only thing is, don't get your discs mixed up. God, your word vomit. Your discs mixed up because, like, on the inside, there's. See, it doesn't tell you what's on which one. Fantastic soundtrack. Michael Damian doing Rock On, man. Oh man, it's one of those nights, right? Warlock Collection. So I love the Warlock films. Laura Singer. Yeah, me too. My disc was all right, so I'm gonna guess I got it after the replacement disc. I gotta remember to say it's right. So Wishmaster Collection has all 4 films. The first 2, of course, has Andrew Divoff. As You Wish. Love this series of films. When I was writing films, one of the companies I wrote for brought like the copies of the film to sell at a convention. Andrew Divoff was there, and so he, the company, they sent me a picture of Andrew Divoff like holding my movie, and I was so excited when I saw that. And then I saw the film, and I was like, God, I hope he was just holding it, and he never actually watched it. But Wishmaster Collection is really, really good. Oh, I always miss the announcement, man. Alan, I'm totally not on taking. I'm not taking on off review. Just so you know. I'm barely getting like monetized ever now. So is it Waxworks? I don't know actually. I don't know if any of these are any of these out of print. I didn't know any of the Vestrons are out of print, but maybe. The Gate. If you got a kid and you want to introduce them to horror, maybe scar them just a little. Show them The Gate. It's a really good like film, and as much as this works, just the slips. Okay, thanks, Goblin. This works even better. If when you're younger. So this is because it has all the fears of youth, basically all rolled up into one. But it doesn't do the mistake that a lot of films when they're going towards like a younger audience do. They talk down, and this never talks down. This is the special effects in this are actually fantastic. The child actors here are really good. They're not annoying, as you'll see with like in some films. Watch a Gamera movie and see all the Kennys or a Godzilla film. But yes, this is a fantastic movie. There's some great features and featurettes on here, even the isolated scores and everything on here as well. We got audio commentaries with the director, with special effects people, with the makeup artists, with just a ton of great stuff on here. Not my Walmart. I wish my Walmart was, but I know in the United States it is actually. That's the killer part of it. Lair of the White Worm. So for those that don't know, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. You got to see The Gate, Andy. You really do. And then see The Gate 2. It's not as good, but it's still good. I agree with you, actually, Craig. Monster Squad is really good, but The Gate is better. It's a better film. It's a better constructed film, too. So this, of course, is fantastic. Well, as a Doctor Who fan, this has Peter Capaldi in it. So Peter Capaldi was the Doctor previously to Jodie Whittaker. And I love Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. I love Whittaker, too. I'm curious to see who the new Doctor was going to be, actually. But Lair of the White Worm is a really cool little film. We got a great cast in here, too. We got, oh, God, who's in this one? What's her name? I know Oxenbird's. Yeah, we got Oxenbird. We got, like, God, what's his name? Oh, my God. I'm going to forget his name. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant's in this movie. He's the star of this movie, actually. And this is like younger Hugh Grant before he became like sinister movie Hugh Grant. This is when he was like romantic lead Hugh Grant. It's one of those nights, man. Obviously, it's one of those nights. We got Return to the Living Dead 3 right here with the beautiful Melinda Clarke. Love me some Melinda Clarke. Who doesn't love Melinda Clarke? She is gorgeous. Even as a zombie with things sticking out of her, she is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Of course, she's been in a lot of different things from CSI to, was it One Tree Hill or the OC? She's one of those shows. Yep, this is the uncut version. So, very cool. I think it's the uncut version anyway. Yep. This motion picture previously was released in a version rated R for horror, violence, and gore, and for language and nudity. This unrated version contains material different from the original R-rated version. I have never ordered anything from Dayball League, so the answer to that is probably no. None of the Clarks I remember. Oh, it's a great flick, actually, and worth looking back on. Here's Waxworks and Waxworks too. Well, I love these films. When I was writing film, when I was writing and I was doing like spec scripts and stuff like that, I did a script for a TV version of Phantasm, a Phantasm TV series. Never came to be. Um, and one, I did not have the rights. That's the Don Coscarelli thing. But I remember wanting to shop it around. And after I rewatched like part two of Waxworks at the time, I was like, I could rework the Phantasm script and do it, make it a Waxworks script. Because it was a it was a road like series. So basically, it was a town to town like hunting and hunted type of series with a lot of like supernatural aspects to it, kind of like what Supernatural would become, but pre supernatural. But love both these films. These are really great. Now I got mine from Amazon. All mine are from Amazon, or somebody sent me one. Then I got them from there. But most of these are from Amazon. I'm gonna get Arrow video version of Microwave Massacre. Maybe if it goes like for me, to be honest with you, it's an okay film. So that would have to be like a $5 or $4 film for me to get. That would be one that like if Arrow added on for like $3 or $4 during a sale, and it was even the DVD copy, and I was like, okay, I'll grab it then. But it's not something like not a huge buy for me. Yeah, they did a lot of that back in the day. Arcadia did a whole lot. So for those there that are too young to remember the days of the VHS, there'd be like two different like color like discs, like cases usually, uh, and basically there would be like a perfect example is Crimes of Passion. So Crimes of Passion had a pink and a blue like VHS case, and one was the R-rated cut and one was an unrated cut. So they used to do a lot of This was a great thing to sell VHS and a great thing to get things to rent. They'd get like R-rated copies and unrated copies, and the unrated copies would always rent more. Great features. I'll check out the features on it. So Blood Diner. This, of course, is by Jackie Kong. It's kind of a homage to Blood Feast, almost kind of like a pseudo sequel, actually, to Blood Feast. It's a fun little one. This was really cheap when I got it. It was like under $10. I'm having Vinegar Syndrome subscription withdrawal. Actually, not really. I thought it might be, but I'm okay. I'm pretty good so far. Alligator comes out next month. I got that one pre-ordered, Alligator and Alligator 2, the next mutation. So hopefully, guys, that'll come in on time, and I'll be able to actually look at those here. Though I do say, like, if you've got the bones to pick up to get the Vinegar Syndrome like subscriptions, they do got some really good stuff. And especially, I think this year is going to be a better year than last year of Vinegar Syndrome. So keep an eye on their stuff. January was really, really good. We'll look into them actually before this video is over as well. So Chopping Mall. Now, for those that have watched this channel for a while, you know that at one point I was thinking of like starting my own like label, and I looked into the rights to different films. This was one of the films at the time. This is in the days of VHS that I thought, okay, well, I want to do a label that caters to stuff that I like. Luckily, a lot of other companies. And we did that, but yeah, I thought I'd be doing this, and Chopping Mall was going to be the one that I got first. His name is Peter Dinklage. Does not say. Let's use better terminology than that, man, because he's a fantastic actor. So I wasn't looking forward to Toxic Avenger, but the fact that Peter Dinklage is in it does make me have more hope for it. But it's a fantastic film. All right, let's look at a couple more of the Criterion releases, and then we'll look into the because I got some MVD Rewind stuff to show you guys as well. And after that, by the way, we'll look at Vinegar Syndrome's like this month's Vinegar Syndrome package, and I'll let you know which ones I think are really cool, which ones I think you can probably wait on, and which ones I think if you got the bones, pick them up. So I'm Mafi. This is My Desire, which I probably pronounced wrong. I haven't seen this, so it looks fascinating and interesting though. So shot in Lagos, Nigeria, on 60mm film, infused with the spirit of neorealism, traced the journeys of two distantly connected strangers. Mofi, an electrician dealing with the fallout of a family tragedy, and Rosa, a hairdresser supporting her pregnant teenage sister as they each pursue their dreams of starting a new life in Europe while bumping up against the harsh economic realities of a world in which every interaction is a transaction. From these intimate stories emerges a vivid snapshot of life in contemporary Lagos, whose social fabric is captured in all its vibrancy and complexity. If I ever start up a label, yeah, definitely. And I would go right away if I was starting up a label like tomorrow. I would go right to Andrew Stevens, and I would be looking. I would say, okay, how do I get? And I would go right to the whoever had the rights to the movies like Chan O'Brien and Lady Dragon and stuff. And that's what I'd be looking for. Uh, because I'd be looking into the some of the action stuff and some of the Skinemax exploitation stuff and some stuff that's like pretty much gotten missed over the years. Some of the '80s era style stuff too. So we got a new conversation with the director, moderated by uh, Betty Gordon. Uh, we get interview with the producer. Three short films on here as well. Deleted scenes, trailer, and essay by the filmmaker. Okay, Alan, that's why I'm here. So what would you name your label? I don't know actually. I'm gonna leave this one last. So next up is Walker, and a lot of people are excited for this. So this is an Alex Cox film. This is an excellent film actually, with Ed Harris. Does an amazing job in this one here. So if you've never seen this one, this is actually a really good film. Cox is a great director. I don't know, but I would get him to do one. I would try to get him to do one, and I would dive into. Remember those body chemistry films? I would definitely get those. That will be like body chemistry, like box set, and the Night Eyes box set, and then like China O'Brien films and the Lady Dragon films and a bunch of that stuff. And yeah, I would work with documentary stuff as well. One of these days, hopefully, when I get more time, I want to see what I can dive into. I've been lucky enough to like meet some people that are way more talented than me when it comes into the film production aspect of things. And if I ever got the time and the resources to work on it, I would definitely do something. Whether it be like something along this line, or whether it be a label or a documentary or something. There's a lot of stuff that I would love to do. So we got Dispatches from Nicaragua, audio commentary by Cox on here as well as by the screenwriter. We got a movie making of the revolution. We got Walker 2008, and the origins on Walker, two short films by Cox on the Blu-ray only. Trailers. There was a DVD. This one is no longer available, looks like, or currently unavailable right now. You have to expect bizarre when it comes to Alex Cox. That's the one thing. That's a good thing now. Like Mike's coming out, so you can get the brand new one of it. 80s and 90s erotic thrillers. Yeah, not many have been available, and that's a shame. Like all those Shannon Worry films that have not need to call to cinema. I gotta, Dave. I eventually I gotta go and get like get a copy of everything. Not sure how much that costs. I probably got to do that. So we got Miracle in Milan here with directed by Vittorio. I'm gonna butcher the name. Anyways, a fantastic cinematographer, a fantastic director, a guy that made Bicycle Thieves, Billy Zane, the King of Nights erotic trailers. He did a lot of them. But he had the guys too, like Andrew Stevens, like was a king, Sean. Andrew Stevens and guys like, oh my god, you get like Chuck Vincent in a bunch of these. Hey there, Antoine, welcome, man. Erotic thrillers were made for HD. They were because they were so stylishly shot. All of them were shot like they were like MTV music videos. Definitely worth looking into. So again, another really interesting one here. On the outskirts of Milan, a band of vagabonds work together to form a shanty town. When it's discovered that the land they occupy contains oil, however, it's up to the cherubic orphan Toto, with some divine help, to save their community from greedy developers, tipping their hats to the imaginative whimsy of Charlie Chaplin, and Rene Clair. DeSica and screenwriter Cesar Zavattini, adapting his own novel, craft a big-hearted ode to the nobility of everyday people. I think Vinegar Syndrome had enough time to go there, Andy. I mean, I think if they were going to go there, they would have went there. I think they like dipped their toes in with a couple releases, and they didn't do as well as they thought they were going to do. So they kind of like reined back on it. I think if somebody does that, it's going to be a different company. I think Vinegar Syndrome, you're gonna see more different titles, more stuff like along the lines of the action stuff. Oh, cool! So here it is. Here is the one that shocked the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I know I haven't seen Anvil Islands, and I got that on my list of stuff to watch though. I want to watch that in the daytime though, because I'm a huge fan of like the Anvil, even though I don't believe the story. But there's like this scene. There's this picture of this like mysterious like kind of kid with kind of like really glowy eyes. And I saw it in the Anvil documentary on History Channel, and it freaked the hell out of me. So I couldn't watch an Anvil documentary after that in the daytime. So yes, Jane Mansfield is coming to Criterion. Holy crap, guys! Jane Mansfield, the girl can't help it. Tom Ewell, Jane Mansfield, Edmund O'Brien. This one is exciting for me. We got Little Richard here. We got Fats Domino, Julie London. We got Gene Vincent. We got the Platters here. We got Eddie Cochran. But again, Jane Mansfield. Look at her. Look, the beauty that was Jane Mansfield, and that still is Jane Mansfield. Unfortunately, she went long before her time. Her daughter, Mariska Hargitay, is an amazing actress who does CSI, CSI, Law and Order SVU. But man, this is cool. There's a lot of good like music on here as well. Definitely worth checking out. I love some Jane Mansfield, so to see her like get some love here as well, because they do talk about her. So we got an audio commentary featuring film scholar Toby Miller. She is one of the sexiest. What hell? So what happened? Anyway, so Indy said, no. For some reason, this message got deleted. Anyway, so Indy Phantom said that he thinks Jane Mansfield is extremely sexy. And I thought, okay, why the hell is that not showing up? And all of a sudden the message disappeared. So I'm not sure if you deleted it afterwards or I accidentally deleted it, but that's what Indy said. And I stand by that. We got the new interview with Eve Golden, biographer of actor James Mansfield, video essay by David Kearns, interview with John Waters here. We got a new conversation with WFMU DJ Daves, the Spaz Abramson, and Gaylord Fields about the music in the film, on-set footage, interviews with Mansfield musician Little Richard from back in the day, episode of Karina Longworth's podcast. You must remember this about Mansfield. That's gonna be really, really good. Hey, enjoy the chips, man. We are definitely missing out. Shannon Worry, Shan Tweed. Shan Tweed, of course, is from Newfoundland. We're going to look at this one here in a second, but first, we got to talk MVD Rewind. As you guys know, I recently had an MVD Rewind given to me as a Christmas gift. Still showing up there? Okay, good. I thought I hit the wrong button, man. I was like, oh, crap. And he's going to think I deleted his message. We got storm chips. So it's definitely an Atlantic kind of thing, I think. So I don't think you get literally storm chips. So basically it's chips. They're called storm chips. And they got like 4 flavors. I'm going to show you. Hold on. I'm not going to open them up. I'm just going to show you the bag. So right here, so these are storm chips. They come with smoke and sweet barbecue, sea salt and vinegar, homestyle ketchup, and creamy dill. So I've never tried these before. do it. Let's try Storm Chip. Back to my roots of like when I used to do a chip taste things. It's a kettle chip. I got a dill. They're good. Oh my God, they're really good. Those things are packed with flavor. Kettle chips are always really good. Remember chip taste videos from back in the day, right? Those are delicious. What type of Doritos? My favorites are sweet chili heat. I like to buy sweet chili heat and Cool Ranch, and then I take a handful of each and I mix them up together. Because I used to do the combo ones. I used to love those. All right. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a detour there for a second. So first up is one zesty cheese. Zesty cheese is my go-to if it's just one type of chip. Is Mikey. This is a really cool film. This is loaded with features, by the way. This is John Dahl as the dad there, by the way. A lot of you guys are going to remember him from like the movie Angel. So there's a bunch of features on there. There's like an hour and a half long documentary on the making of the film, which is really super cool. There's anatomy of a scene, runs for 30 minutes, 36 seconds. There's a theatrical trailer, collectible mini poster, of course. Sexy's not allowed. Sexy is allowed. You just said sexy. It's right there. I think I hit the wrong button, Andy. Yes, he was. He was on a show called Family Ties. He was the kid from Family Ties, or you might remember him from the movie Blank Check as well. There's a kind of a big kids movie back in the day called Blank Check. A lot of people that are younger, especially, will probably remember him from the movie Blank Check. But he was the youngest Keaton in Family Ties. So when they did that trope of let's bring on another young kid to keep the show going, he was that young kid. Great actor, actually. Brian Bonsall is his name. But great cast. Ashley Lawrence is in this one as well. And of course, the great Josie Bissett is here too. So there you go. I gotta take a drink. By the way, after this video is over, I'm going to be eating more Storm Chips. I foresee that in my future. Because if the other flavors are as good as that flavor, holy crap. And all 4 flavors are in the bag, right? So we got double impact here with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So I love me some Jean-Claude Van Damme. 88 Films put out a lot of good Jean-Claude Van Damme releases. I don't have any of them. I need to get some of those. Oh, yeah, Blank Check was cool. Blank Check's such a weird film when you think about it. Because he kind of romances like an adult. And she's not totally against it. Like come back in 15 years or something like that. It's a bit of a weird take on the film. But I actually really liked that film back then. No, I think my kids were... I'm not sure if my kids were into that one or not, but I thought it was fun. Oh, just a regular flavor tonight, actually. No, I got my Earl Grey vanilla, but tonight it's just an orange pico, just a Tetley. So great one, by the way. And again, great features on here as well. What they did was they did a documentary, but they put it in 2 parts because it's a double documentary, 2 like 53 and 58 minutes long. So the making of Double Impact. There's a ton of features on here. There's also 54 minutes of deleted scenes. There's anatomy of scenes on here for this one as well. We got 8 minutes of B-roll footage, promotional film clips on here. Just great stuff. So Double Impact, really cool Van Damme film. Also, of course, I have Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. So there are actually 5 Nemesis films. There's 4 really kind of legit Nemesis films, we'll say. Sudden Death. Sudden Death's a fun one. I like Sudden Death. See, I don't have a very big Van Damme collection, actually. I need more. So these are 2, 3, and 4. So none of these have Olivier Gournard in them. I don't think. I think this is where the girl takes over. Sue Price, right? Yeah. So Sue Price are in these. So not a ton of features on here. Basically, I think there's like no, it's not bad actually. So you get like a couple hours of like Albert Pion, of course, who made these films, talking about the series. I actually no, I saw like the trailer for John Claude Van Johnson, and I thought like that looks really good. I gotta watch it, and I never did. So I'll eventually get around to it. There's so many shows I haven't got around to yet. So Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. Of course, Double Dragon. Now I gotta say, I 100% credit to 101 Films, because if I had not bought the Double Dragon 101 Films edition by 101 Films when I did, and realized what a gloriously fun campy film this was, I probably wouldn't have picked up this MVD Rewind. But man, as soon as I found out, I grabbed this, and this has a ton of features too. Again, we get making a full-length documentary on here for Double Dragon. We get the 1993 pilot episode, The Shadow Falls, for the Double Dragon cartoon TV series. And you gotta love that. That's really cool. Everybody, I'm still waiting for the correct pronunciation. Here's the thing. Never expect the correct pronunciation from me. So when you get like the Sin Arcadia, I will most always, unless I know the person personally, I often always get the pronunciation wrong. And even when I do, I went through an entire video calling Kurla Janice, even though I saw a documentary on her story at least 20 times. Double Dragon, you got to check out. And it's fun. It's really, really fun. And Christina Wagner and Alyssa Milano in Double Dragon, oh my God. Like literally, they are at the height of beauty. Like Alyssa Milano and Christina Wagner too. But Alyssa Milano is definitely, she still looks amazing. But both those actresses are in the film, and wow. So here is the first one in it. The original Nemesis with Olivier Grenier. And this is a really good one. This has a lot of features on here as well. This one has a Blu-ray DVD combo. So we get like the interview with the producer. We get a director's cut of the film. Well, it's not really a combo. See, there's different versions of it on here. So we got like the theatrical release, the original release of this film. Was it theatrical? But then we got the Japanese extended cut of the film with Japanese subtitles burnt in, because it's the only way it's ever done. We also get introduction by Albert Pion. I'm going to say Pion or Pion. Nemesis 2.0 director's cut as well. Introduction by Olivier Grenier. Afterward by the director. Behind the scenes making of here. Interview another interview with Olivier Grenier. Makeup, stun effects, making visual effects. Just a bunch of stuff on here. Audio commentaries. But the biggest thing is like there's 3 or 4 like cuts of the film on this one here. Have a great night there, Josephine. Thank you so much for coming in. This is probably, I got to rewatch this, but when I rewatched this initially, this was my least favorite of the MVD Rewind collection that I got. And I think I went in maybe expecting a bit too much. And that is Bright Lights, Big City. So I am an 80s kid. So this whole era of the 80s and kind of the fast moving, high speed like business and the drug culture and stuff like that. I was around it, like wasn't into the drug culture, but I definitely was, I had friends that were, and yeah, this was, I don't know, I expected more of this one. And I'd seen this before. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, they did do the complete animated series. See, I got to rewatch it. I was sick when I watched this. I was sick with the flu. So Michael J. Fox is in this. Kiefer Sutherland, Phoebe Cates, Diane West. Great cast. A really great cast. I really got to rewatch this one. I think there's even like a cool commentary on here by Jay McHenry. Yeah, the guy that directed it. No, the guy that wrote the novel. And commentary. Was there a commentary director? No, there isn't. With the cinematographer. But definitely one I got to rewatch because I only saw it once, and I was like sick with a cold, in bed, sick with a cold, feeling miserable. All right, so the very first film that Olivier Grenier did was not Nemesis. It was this one right here, and it is a different action film. It is a different one in that it's more like the one you're talking about is Clean and Sober, Sean. So Clean and Sober is an amazing film, actually. Michael Keaton did an incredible job with that. You definitely are parked at the right tree. But Angeltown is a different style of martial arts film in that the martial arts seems actually fairly more kind of a realistic, and the type of villains are more of the type of villain you would actually see in reality. On actually, they used real gangs in this film. So when people see this one, they say, "Well, the villain's not like as over the top or is over top in a different way than what you normally see." That's because it's definitely more. It's this. This is a street film. I would consider this like definitely a street film. Clean and Sober would be a perfect MVD release. You're right, JS. But definitely recommend this one. It's a really fun film, and on subsequent rewatches, it gets even better. Actually, there's an archival commentary. There's a 43-minute long interview with the director on here as well. It's a lot of cool stuff. Shadow Builder. So interesting little film. Michael Rooker is in this one. Leslie Hope. We got Andrew Jackson, Tony Todd. Definitely a fun little release. I'm glad that it's out. I enjoyed this film. I like dramatic Michael J. Fox a lot, actually. But there's a movie, Less Than Zero, which I think needs another release too, by the way, which I think really got it. Really got it. So there are scenes in Less Than Zero when I'm watching it that I'm like, yeah, I lived this. So that one really kind of got me. But Shadow Builder, I really love it. It's actually a really fun one. But it's not one that I rewatch a lot. Next up is Wind Rider. I've got the Umbrella release of this one as well. So again, this is I think this is the first real kind of adult, not like kid role for Nicole Kidman. See, Nicole Kidman started out as a child actress. She worked on a soap opera. She did a lot of earlier TV stuff. But this here is Nicole Kidman as an adult. This was her first nude scenes, and basically, so there's a big deal at the time over in Australia when this was done. The fact that child actress turned an adult became not adult actress like porn or anything, but had nude scenes. So it's like, say, if you grew up watching Degrassi, Degrassi, The Next Generation, the Degrassi show came back on around 15 years ago, 15 years ago now, and then you watch Pies Not Before, and then your mind will be blown because the star that was a little teen girl in Degrassi is now she's grown up and she's doing nude scenes in Pies Not Before. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that type of. It's worth checking out. It really is. Abominable. I love this movie. I truly do. I love this release right here. This is such a good release. It is filled with special features, great stuff. A really, really, really good short film on here with a score by Layla Schifrin, of course, the father of the guy that directed the film, and starring Zachary Levi, Ray Park, Malcolm McDowell, and Kane Hodder. So yeah, that's a bonus feature. I think just in general, James Woods did way too much crazy cocaine back in the day. That's probably why we got James Woods the way he is now, Sean. To be totally honest with you. So Abominable, yeah, definitely check this out because this is one of these movies that was lost. Like, literally was almost lost. The elements for the film were lost. He thought he went to get the film to put it out again, and he didn't think. I think it might have been on Cyril Minute's channel actually that they talked about that. And when I say on his channel, I mean on his website. So next up is one of my favorites, and I always talk about this one. And I don't know if anybody actually went out and got this one after I talked about it, or anybody's watched it since I saw it. Tiffany Shepis, she's fantastic. I love Tiffany Shepis, and I got her on my Facebook. And you know what? I love her more because of that. I'm not sure if they need to release the sequels. I would like to see someone release them, maybe, as a quick release, because Killer Tomatoes take France and all that type of stuff. Not exactly high quality entertainment, but I can see it getting released eventually. Went to Coney Island on a mission from God. Be back by 5. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite release that was ever put out. It's definitely one of my top releases from MVD Rewind. I love this movie. I sat down and it hit me at the right time. I watched this at the right time. So incredible, so personal film, and the features. After you watch this movie, you got to watch. There's not a ton of features. There's a great introduction, a really cool audio commentary with Richard Schenkman and John Cryer on here as well. There's a short film that's actually kind of cool, but really, really recommend this one. This is a really good release. They are actually Return of the Swamp Thing with the beautiful Heather Locklear and also the beautiful Sarah Douglas too, by the way. So if you have not seen Return of the Swamp Thing, you should. It's fun. There are people that looked at this thing and thought, you know what, this movie's too comic booky. Looked at a comic book movie, and thought it was too comic booky. I'm not joking. That was the thing. That was a complaint back in the day for this film. But this is a fun film. There's some great stuff on here. We got a commentary with Jim Wynorski on here, with the composer of the film, the editor of the film as well. We got a commentary. We got a second commentary with Wynorski from 2003. New interview with Wynorski, editor with Leslie Rosenthal, interview with composer, interview with Lightyear Entertainment executive producer Arnie Holland. So there's a ton of stuff on there too. Greenpeace public service announcements. That's kind of cool. Super cool one. Really love this one. Huge fan of these films. Does this one have I feel like this one had a different. Yeah, you could get like the Virgin cover like this, or you could get like this. And I like this. This is very comic booky. So I haven't shown off any of these yet, so I'll show it off here. Every one of these here, MVD Rewind releases, by the way, have a mini poster, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about. You've seen. You got a lot of. I actually got Attack the Killer Donuts. I got it from one of the releases I got this month from Mill Creek. Looking forward to actually diving into some of that stuff. I watched a couple, but I gotta watch the rest. So again, really cool release. 2 more, and then we're going to Vinegar Syndrome's website. 3 more actually. Next up is Black Eagle, which looks like it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's not. It is a Sho Kosugi movie. Are the prices expensive? I know that MVD Entertainment no longer ships to Canada, so that actually pisses me off a bit. The Shaw Brothers box set. I'm so jealous of you, Ragnar. I really need to get that one. See, I love this here. I'm waiting to put up some posters when I get to Morocco, which hopefully is going to be this year. My dad actually is making a movie room. So as when that gets done, I'm hoping to get over to my dad's, and I hope maybe do a video, get some footage of my dad's movie room. He's getting some posters and stuff like that. $40, really? I guess inflation maybe. I got mine from Mill Creek. Actually, they sent it to me directly. So I was like, and I was super stoked to get it. You should be able to get it on Amazon. Ultraman T guys. I don't think it's out of print. I'm a huge Ultraman fan. I like, Takatsu, Henson. Like, I love all that type of stuff. The Super Sentai stuff. But this is more Shokuzuji movie with, that happens to have John Claude Van Damme in it. But definitely worth checking out. Of course, it was mentioned on here before. It's theirs number 2, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Number 2, right? Yeah. It's a really fun release. Some great features on here as well. The song that kills him is a theme song from Puberty Blues. And ironically, I have Puberty Blues coming my way, actually. It should be right. Didn't I show it? Where's it at? Okay, there is one. I got it. But I got to find out where that's at. It's Showdown. So it's another one. There's an MVD Rewind one missing from my collection, actually. Called it's downstairs somewhere. Called Showdown. It's kind of a Karate Kid type movie with Billy Blanks as the Miyagi character. So good. Thanks, Alan, for reminding me, because I do have that one here in my collection as well. And my favorite release from MVD Rewind was its first release. For those that don't know, I love music. I listen to music a lot, and I love all types of music. Everything from like pop to punk to new wave to like modern music to the next to normal Broadway cast soundtrack, which is a pretty rocking soundtrack if you've never checked it out. But DOA, A Rite of Passage, is one of those documentaries that I think belongs to everybody's collection, especially if you like punk music. If you like punk music, you really, really owe it to yourself to grab this one here. This is a great release. Just to give you an idea. So basically, it's a rockumentary about the origin of punk rock, centers around the Sex Pistols' 1978 tour of the United States, which ended with the group breaking up. Tour was the only one the Pistols played in the United States. We got some great footage on here, including some super rare footage of Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen basically talking in bed. We get like live performances from the Sex Pistols, the Dead Boys, Generation X, Billy Idol's whole band, the Rich Kids, X-Ray Specs, Sham 69, additional music from the Clash and Iggy Pop on here as well. We get a documentary about the documentary on here, a full-length documentary about the making of the documentary. Dead on Arrival, the punk documentary that almost never was, a feature-length documentary about the making of DOA, A Rite of Passage, produced by Academy Award-winning filmmaker and former MTV senior producer Richard Schenkman, and featuring exclusive new interviews with Punk Magazine founder Ramones cover artist John Holstrom, renowned music journalist Chris Salowitz, whose name I probably butchered, legendary photographer Roberta Bailey, Sex Pistols historian Mick O'Shea, former Rich Kid guitarist and Ultravox lead singer Midge Uri, original DOA crew member David King, Mary Killen, Rufus Standifer, plus never before seen interviews footage of Pistols founder Malcolm McLaren. Great stuff. You thought this was no, this is a really good one, Andy. You gotta have this one. It ships oh nice, okay. I'm a huge fan of punk music, actually. This one has one of the rare MVD Rewind booklets. So you get right up here, you get some great pictures. And yeah, strongly recommend it. Even on the back, even on the inside of this, when you see the inside of this one right here, let me do this. I'm going to share this really quickly. Then we'll get over to the Vinegar Syndrome website. There's like a comic strip. And as far as I know, now you can like correct me if I'm wrong on this one. It was the only MVD Rewind to have reversible artwork on the poster. So this is a big one for me. This is a huge release. Definitely recommend picking it up. So if you've never seen this or you thought it was TOA, which is also a good film, by the way, then definitely worth checking into. So now that we've gone through that, normally I do my pins picks of the week, but I'm going to do my pins kind of like hidden gem things that I picked up. So I'll be right back because I put them over there. And then we are going to look at the Vinegar Syndrome January announcements, releases, which a lot of you guys got, and some of you guys maybe are thinking about. And I'll give you my thoughts on all of those in a second. All right, so my normal pins picks has been replaced for this video by pins hunts, and because I did some hunting, and I need to get back to the place sometime this week, or I'm worried stuff's going to sell out. Anyway, so I got the Trailer Park Boys Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys Blu-ray release, so that's actually pretty cool, and I'm a huge Trailer Park Boys fan, so that's kind of cool. I got the Daniel Boone, the original first season, 8 discs and 28 episodes, and with a bunch of features on here, so a lot of really cool stuff. The 1985 released Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Great score, actually, with some cool like music on here with Helen Hunt, Sarah Jessica Parker, Shannon Doherty, and a bunch of other people actually through this one as well. I think Jonathan Surman's in this too, right? Yeah, Jonathan Surman's in this one. We have The Baby right here. I know this was put up by Arrow Video, but I want to grab this one while I can, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get the Arrow edition, but this was like a company called Cinema Deluxe that put this out. And I love this film. Really, really unique ending to this movie. If you've never seen it, go in blind. We got The House of Seven Corpses, which I barely remember, which I got to rewatch. And I got also the Tex Ritter Roundup, which is actually 15 Tex Ritter films from 1936 all the way up to 1945, includes some bonus cowboy commercials and some interviews with his son, John Ritter, rest in peace, for both of those guys. So that, as replacing Pins Picks, was Pins Pickups. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I hope to get into town sometime this week and be able to look through those releases. For those who don't know, this here and a few others came from the private collection of a man at the age of 94, who unfortunately passed last year, was a Western collector, aficionado, and pretty much knew pretty much everything but Westerns and historic. He was an historian as well. So some of his releases from his old collection showed up at my local Value Village, and I was able to pick up some of them, and I do want to get more. Basically, as soon as I found out, okay, I saw like his name is on him, like this guy. I said, okay, either some guy had his stuff that was stolen, or this was a collection of a guy that has passed on. And to get there's kind of a history and a kind of a reverence like behind the fact that here's this guy that, like, just like me, right, was a collector and had a lot of love for these things. And I feel like, as a collector as well, that if I can get like some of those releases in my collection, I can learn something from a fellow collector. So listen, weird. I it's been going through my mind ever since. I haven't been able to get it in my mind ever since I found that out. All right, now let's look into the Vinegar Syndrome and that stuff for. So the stuff. So we'll go through them one by one. I guess we'll start with Fortress. Oh my God, there's something went wrong. So I guess we won't go to the Fortress of America page. But there's a bunch of these. So we got the Forgotten Jolly stuff. Let's see. What in the blue hell is going on at the website tonight? Let me see if this is going on the website itself or just on my page right there. Thank you, Ragnar. Thank you, JS. So I'm going to go to Vinegar Syndrome website. Sign in. I'm not a I hate that now. Vinegar Syndrome. If I say I'm not a robot once, and I come back to your website again, I'm still not a robot. Now it's working here. Let's go to curfew right here and see what happens. Perfect. Okay, it's working here now. So it's just those two. So we got curfew here. You can probably wait on this one until the sale, actually, because this will be part of the halfway to Black Friday sale. It's been a long time since I've seen this, though, so I'm really not the best one. But Carl Richards is in this one. Carl Richards was in recently in Halloween Kills, and she was actually one of the best parts of Halloween Kills. She, of course, was Lindsay Wallace in the original Halloween. We got John Putcha in here. Wendell Wellman is in here from Sudden Impact. I'm assuming that's the same Carl Richards. Yeah, it didn't work for me for a minute there. Great Home Invasion Way. I haven't seen it in a long time, so yeah, that's one. I've got to remember if I've seen this one actually. We got Master of the World here, which is an Italian kind of fun little kind of schlocky, like one of those action adventure prehistoric ones. Kind of done, kind of like those. I guess the Italian kind of Quest for Fire. Saw films. Just said hello to my better half. We have Dead Heat. I do like this one, actually. So this has Joe Piscopo in it, and I really do like Joe Piscopo. I thought he was like kind of underrated. Mark Goldblatt's in this one as well. Mark Goldblatt is a guy from The Jerk 2. I think is the guy I'm thinking of? That guy? No, I'm thinking someone else. Guy from The Punch. Yeah, he did the music. God, I'm getting things all mixed up tonight. Oh my God. So anyway, we got Joe Piscopo on this one. We got Treat Williams. Yeah, Steel and Lace was excellent film. I love Steel and Lace. Thank you so much, Strange Land. But yeah, for those that like, somebody said, I guess this is why Joe Piscopo never became a big actor. Joe Piscopo has more talent than people realize, especially as him and Eddie Murphy at the time that they were doing Saturday Night Live. They saved that damn show from going under. Like people say, well, Eddie Murphy saved it from going under. The Valentine's Day sale, Sean, is going to be the adult titles again, basically the titles for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if the other company is going to be diving into that. But if you weren't here for the beginning of my video, so me and Disconnected are going to be doing a video on my Patreon. Yeah, it does have Vincent Price right on. I forgot Vincent Price. Are going to be doing a video on my Patreon. We're going to give our thoughts about the Valentine's Day sale. We're even going to give like some choice cuts and selections for what you think you should pick up for the Valentine's Day sale. So that's the next sale. That's the only, like the next, I guess, kind of big sale is their Valentine's Day sale. Actually, I wasn't initially, the first year they had the Valentine's Day sale, I wasn't initially going to like buy anything at the time, but I won a $50 gift card and it was only good for the Valentine's Day sale, and it helped because there were certain like releases that I really wanted that I wouldn't have got under normal, I guess, under normal circumstances. Then my better half's like, go grab the stuff that you need, and even though she's like she's never gonna watch those movies, uh, it's still interesting stuff. Dead Heat, I do recommend though. Do like that one. This is one I strongly recommend. So this is Forgotten Jelly Volume 4. I'll probably grab this one yeah, I will grab this one during the sale. So this is probably gonna be one of my big sale pickups. Forgotten Jelly Volume 4. There are 3 films on here. We have here Arabella Black Angel. We have The Killer Is Still Among Us, which is a great film too. And we have, and I'm so excited to get this one with features and a Blu-ray edition because I got a DVD edition of this one. Me and my better half watched this one, so I know she's over there and she's going to remember this movie as soon as I say the name of it. The Sister of Ursula. So one of the most unique weapons for a killer. So this is by far and large the sleaziest of the Forgotten Jelly box sets. And like Sister of Ursula and, Killer Among Us, those, yeah. I know the sleaze levels on those. I think there's a high sleaze level on Arabella Black Angel as well. So if you like the sleazy Jellos, this is the box set for you. And as always, as I go through here, if you've hit the like button, thank you so much for doing so. Share, subscribe. There's a Patreon link down below along with my merch store. If you really, really like what I'm doing, definitely sign up for the Patreon channel. Would love to see you there. We're going to be doing a lot of live videos in the near future. I'm going to have some guests on as well. First guest is Disconnected. I'll be on his channel too very soon, and there will always be like bonuses on there when it comes to merch stuff as well. You get merch for a lot cheaper, so you can actually get t-shirts, like Jallo t-shirts, and the going this month. Actually, I left it open for an extra month. The Cult of Franco shirt as well. Frank. The Future is Franco. That's the one. I love the one. I'm going to be doing. If you're a Franco fan, I'm doing a Franco video in the near future. That's going to be probably in February or March before I do that one though, because I still got a lot of work to do on that. But yeah, this looks really, really good. I could say I'll eventually get the Fortress of America VSA release. It's not my favorite. Like it's not even a Trauma film. Actually, this is actually kind of, I think this was a Trauma one that they picked up, but I don't remember being one that they actually kind of got into per se. But really, again, I really do. There's other VSAs I got to get before that, like for instance, like TC 2000, which is okay, and The Grave, the other two that I got to pick up. Ebola Syndrome, hell that, yeah, no. Jello 4. How many do you think they'll do all the way up to Jello 10? As long as they got Jellos out there that they can pick up and they can do. That's the thing. So do I recommend this here package? It's a bit on the pricier side, but there's a lot of great stuff in here. If you buy the package itself, it does include the VSA, so that's always cool as well. And I love the artwork on the VSA. You get a 4K release. You get Forgotten Jelly, a box set. You get Curfew, the film, Master of the World, and the latest VSA. So for that price, overall, this way too early in the year for me to get something like that myself. But definitely recommend that you pick that up. Is there a commentary on Sister of Ursula? I'll find out for you right now, actually. So we got a commentary track by Alexandra Hellier-Nicholas on here, and archival interview with writer-director Enzo Milioni. We have a commentary track with Rachel Nesbitt on the Killer Still Among Us, and we have a audio essay by author and critic Alexander Hellier-Nicholas on Arabella Black Angel as well. Arabella Black Angel is the only one that doesn't have a commentary. I would like to see maybe a Heather Drain commentary or something like that on here. She has really great stuff. So definitely recommend this stuff. Yeah, I still got to do that too. I got to get it. Me and my cousin now that when the snow goes, we want to do like the locations for My Bloody Valentine. Hopefully get that done in February. because I do live next to. For those that don't know, I live next to the where My Bloody Valentine was shot. Valentine's Bluff is actually a place called Sydney Mines, and it's literally next door to me. So February is coming up. It's a perfect time, Ragman, to do that. To finally do that video. And with all of that being said, I'm accepting the new Maxwell Coffin movie called Butlers. I never heard about it. We don't get the Hallmark Channel here, but I'll definitely check it out eventually because I'm a Maxwell Caulfield fan. I like his stuff. For those that are Patreon members, I want to thank you right now because you help to keep the channel going. As do all our donators and super chatters and all this stuff. It keeps the channel going, and I really, really appreciate it. As do you guys that hit the like button and come in to watch these videos. Truly, truly appreciate it. Rachel Nesbitt is great, actually. And with all that being said, we have gone through it again. We have made another 1.5 hour long video here on the channel. I did want to do a video tonight, and please, if you haven't checked out my my ranking of the Scream films, basically I ranked all the intros for all 4 Scream films. We rarely had any snow, actually. Just the opposite. I am definitely going to dig more chips. That goes to the same. Those are really good chips. Yeah, you guys are really wrong when it comes to the amount of snow we get. It's a lot less than you think. You probably get more there in some places there. Not that I mind. When I was a kid, we used to get a ton of snow. I loved it. But, global warming is a thing. So, unfortunately, that's caused some things. We don't get as much snow as we used to get. Anywho, my name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me here in the Call to Cinema. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. And those Stormfront chips are awesome. So if you're going to have any storms in the near future and you get yourself to some of those Atlantic Canadian Stormfront chips, or you can get them online, do so. Especially if you like kettle chips with great taste. Anywho, it definitely is. Mike's right. It's definitely his time for tea. As always, here you do need these, Indy. You do need these. If you ever come my way, Indy, well, get some Storm chips. Have a drink. We'll watch a movie. I got to bring some to Morocco when I go because, for sandstorms. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. As always, it costs nothing to be kind, so be kind to others. That will pay forward to you, trust me. And be kind to yourself because you do deserve it. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. As always, in here, there's always another movie. There's always a bunch of movies I got to take upstairs right now. And you guys have a fantastic, wonderful night and a wonderful week. And I'll see you here soon again. Make sure to catch me on Disconnected channel on the 3rd of February. And make sure to watch me and Disconnected on Patreon for the Valentine's Day sale. And upcoming soon, we will also get to see location footage for My Bloody Valentine. See you soon, guys. Have a great evening. And as always, hidey-ho, because right here in the Cult of Cinema, you have a friend to the end. I will see you later.